we were discussing about the biasing arrangement in MOSFETs. We spoke about fixed VGS bias first, where the gate source voltage would be fixed. As you can see here, the voltage between gate and source would be fixed. And this is a unstable bias arrangement which causes the operating point to change if we change the device or if temperature changes. The second one which we spoke of was the fixed VG bias. Here we would fix the gate voltage by, by using a resistor in the source terminal, that is RS. So you would be able to fix this voltage by some external source and resistors, and we will stabilize that voltage through this resistor RS. Okay. So fixing this VG would be done. I showed you different methods of fixing. You can fix this gate voltage either by using a voltage divider across this VDD R1, R2, and so that the voltage across R2 will act like the fixed VG. And you can also use a single resistor RG and connect the negative power supply minus VSS, another DC power supply, to this terminal so that you can fix this voltage VG. So either of these ways, you have multiple ways other than these also. Either of these ways we can fix this gate voltage, and the reason why this circuit is more stable when compared to the fixed VGS bias is because of the use of this resistance RS. So the use of this resistance RS, which is also called as the degeneration resistance or the source resistance. Because of the usage of this resistance, we are able to stabilize the Q point. We discussed here how if ID increases, how VGS will decrease, causing ID to decrease back in proportion. That is because of this defining equation where we have related VG to VGS and ID. Okay. So all this we discussed. We also solved problems in this bias. And we even through this problem solutions, we proved that how a changing device, when I change the MOSFET in fixed VG bias in this problem 2, when I change the device to have a different threshold voltage, the change in drain current would be only by minus 9%. Whereas in fixed VGS bias for the same values, if I would change the device with a new device having VT 1.5 volts, the change in drain current would be minus 75%. So even practically we were able to prove the same condition. Okay. Now let's move on to the last biasing configuration which we will study in this semester, that is biasing using drain to gate feedback resistor. So let me draw the biasing circuit. As usual, we should have the load resistance RD. Every time we write, you should remember the name of these resistors. Having this RS degeneration resistance is optional. But here, since we are talking more about the feedback bias, we'll stress on having just the feedback resistor RG connected between drain and gate. This is the gate terminal. And please remember, IG is supposed to be 0 in a MOSFET. IS, the source current, will almost be equal to the drain current ID. Okay. And here you have connected the DC power supply plus VDD. So this is the circuit for drain to gate feedback bias. We call this as feedback bias, just like that, or drain to gate feedback bias. Remember, this resistor RG is usually in mega ohms range. We choose this in mega ohms range. And the only purpose here, no current flows through this resistor means what happens to the voltage on the two ends of the resistor? The voltage here is the drain voltage or the drain source voltage, which are the same. And the voltage at this end is the gate source voltage, right? So you just say in this circuit, there is no current flowing through the feedback resistor RG. Therefore, the voltage VG should be equal to the voltage at this end, that is VD. I can call this voltage as VG, the voltage at the gate, or in other words, VG is nothing but VGS. It will be equal to VD or VDS. So please remember, in the drain to gate feedback bias arrangement, the gate voltage and the drain voltage will be the same because there is no current flowing through this. Please remember, the current flowing through this resistor is 0, which means the potential drop at one end should be equal to the potential drop at the other end. Okay, so VG should be equal to VD. VG, in other words, is same as VGS here because the source is grounded, and VD is same as VDS. So let me call this equation 1. Now, considering the output loop, can you write the output loop equation in this circuit? How do you complete the output loop? The supply is here, right? So this is your VDD. Showing the arrow here means VDD is connected like this. And if I move in this direction, what is the current through this RD? The current through this resistor will be ID itself, because though you have a branch here, there is no current going here. The current here, IG, will be 0. So whatever current is entering the drain, the same current flows here. Do I have any other voltages on this output side? Please remember, you shouldn't forget the device voltages. There will surely be a voltage between the drain and source terminal VDS, as there is a voltage between gate and source terminals. So can you tell me the KVL equation of this output loop? What would you get? Moving like this, minus VDD, negative to positive. This end is negative, so minus VDD. And ID is flowing downwards, so the drop will be developed in this direction, positive to negative. So plus ID RD. We are moving positive to negative. Again, VDS means drain is positive and source is negative. Plus VDS is equal to 0. Is that clear? So this is about writing the output loop equation, or I can say VDS, the drain source voltage, can be written as VDD minus ID RD. Okay. So the drain source voltage is VDD minus ID RD. And what have we shown in equation 1? The drain source voltage is same as gate source voltage. Using equation 1, in equation 2, what do I get? I can say VGS is equal to VDS is equal to VDD minus ID RD. So please remember, this is the basic defining equation for this feedback bias or the drain to source bias. Okay. So this is the important defining equation or the design equation which we are going to use. So according to this, why we are interested in this equation? Because this equation relates the input voltage input gate source voltage to output drain current, output current or the output drain current, right? That's why it's always important for us to find this kind of relations. Now, we have already determined VGS, we have determined VDS. So the only thing left to determine is ID, because we know that the coordinates of the Q point are VGS and ID. Remember, in a MOSFET, the coordinates of the Q point are the gate source voltage and the drain current. How do I find ID? What's the equation? I told you the equation in saturation region. How many times we have used? Please memorize. Half Kn dash W by L VGS minus VT the whole square. And remember, when we wrote this, the channel length modulation factor lambda is considered as 0. Channel length modulation is 0. So this is the standard equation to find ID. Now we have defined VDS, we have defined ID. So Q point is fixed. Hence, in this circuit, we have done our job. By using this biasing arrangement, we have fixed the operating point. Next, let's try to see the stability of this operating point. So let's try to do the stability analysis. How stable is the operating point in this circuit? So how do we do the stability analysis? If temperature increases or device changes. That means if we replace one device with another, or let's say if temperature increases, what is going to happen? ID will increase. Remember, the drain current depends on temperature, and let's say the device has changed in such a way that the drain current has increased. Let's say, so if this happens, if ID increases, what happens? Which drop increases in this circuit? There is only one drop, that is drop across the resistance RD, through which this current ID flows. So the drop ID RD increases, right? If ID increases, the drop across this resistor ID RD increases. Now look at this equation relating VGS to ID RD. What does this say? What does it say? But VGS is equal to VDD minus ID RD. For so many circuits, we have done the stability analysis. What happens here? Remember, VDD is a constant voltage and ID is increasing. So what should be the change in VGS? VGS should decrease to maintain this constant voltage. So since this is, see here, or VGS plus ID RD is a constant, can I write it like this? So if I should have the sum of two values to remain a constant, that is possible only when one of the values increases, the other value should decrease or compensate that increase. And what is the implication if VGS is reduced? Look at the drain current equation. ID depends on VGS. So naturally you can expect ID to decrease. If VGS here decreases, you see ID is directly proportional to VGS. And if VGS decreases, the drain current decreases. So whatever was the trend of increase in drain current is compensated by a corresponding decrease because of the circuit action. And this circuit action happens because of giving feedback from drain to gate through this resistor RG, so that the voltage at the drain becomes equal to the voltage at the source, and we'll get this analysis. So what does this indicate? Here, the Q point whose coordinates are VGS and ID is more stable than fixed VGS bias. The first case where I had fixed VGS than that arrangement. This gives us a better, higher stable operating point. Is that clear? Any doubts with this drain to gate feedback bias? So very simple. Remember, you just need to connect a resistor between drain and gate, a very large resistor, so that no current flows through this resistor, which means to say the voltage at one end of the resistor will be equal to the voltage at the other end. Vg is equal to Vd, or Vg is nothing but VGS and Vd is equal to VDS in the circuit. So equate both. Then you write the output loop equation and find the value of VDS, the drain source voltage, and we'll equate it to VGS. So we'll get the defining equation of this circuit. And the current can be found using the standard Shockley's formula. So the Q point is fixed. And once this Q point is fixed, the circuit action is in such a way that any changes in ID will not be allowed in the circuit. It remains fixed at the constant value. Okay. Hence, this is called drain to gate feedback bias. Okay. So before going to the small signal analysis, let us solve one simple problem. Note down the problem. Let's say design a drain to gate feedback bias circuit to operate at a drain current of 0.5 milliamps. As usual, assume VDD as 5 volts, Kn dash W by L as 1 milliampere per volt square. Remember, this is a transconductance factor, so it will be in the range of ampere per volt square. Okay, we have Vt as 1 volt and lambda is 0, or no channel length modulation. So the equation for ID is as we have written here. There is no change in the equation for ID. So we already have the circuit. You can, every time a problem is asked, you can draw the circuit RD and one simple resistor here. We are done. ID flows here as well as here. The current here is 0 and this VDD is 5 volts. This is the circuit. Now how will I start with the design? Yes. We know that what? Apply KVL to output loop. What do you get? You have this VDD here. This should be VDS. This should be VGS. You say minus VDD plus IDRD plus VDS, right? Minus VDD plus IDRD, drop across this resistor, plus VDS is 0. Or can I find, do we have, which voltage do we have? We have VT, we have VDD. ID and VDS are both unknown. Sorry, ID is given, I think, right? Yeah, ID is given. Therefore, I think we can try to find VGS from the equation. Okay. So what is the value of VDS? VDD minus IDRD we can do. But we know that VGS is equal to VDS in this circuit, which is VDD minus IDRD. Okay. So I'll call this equation 2 and I'll keep this equation. Next, because I have two unknowns here, I can't solve this. I don't know VGS, I don't know ID and RD. So I'll just keep it. Later on, we'll come back to this. We also know that the drain current ID, I'll use this, half Kn dash W by L VGS minus VT the whole square. We know this is the equation of the drain current ID, right? So how do we, what do we don't know in this equation? In this equation, we don't know the value of VGS. You have to find VGS, do it, substitute all the other values. See, ID is given as 0.5 milliamps. This Kn dash W by L is 1 milliampere per volt square. Here I have VGS square plus VT square plus 2 VGS into VT. A minus B, sorry, minus. A minus B the whole square formula I am using. Or rather than using this, I'll keep it as it is. It would be simple. I'll just find this value. Can you find this value first? Just find what is VGS minus VT from this. Therefore, VGS minus VT whole square, what do I get? 0.5 into 2 divided by 1 milliampere. So what is VGS minus VT? It would be root of 1. Okay. So we'll cancel out milli on both sides. You have volt square, 1 volt square this will be, because this V square goes to this. If I write the units, otherwise you just say root of 1, which would be 1 volt. Is that clear? It's simple. You need not even expand and solve. Directly find VGS minus VT. Now how do I find VGS? VT is given, right? So 1 plus VT. What was the value of VT? 1 volt. We had taken VT as 1 volt. So you say 1 plus 1 volt, VGS value becomes 2 volts. So in this circuit, for the given values, the gate source voltage VGS is equal to 2 volts. Now I will use this in equation 2. See, in this equation 2, we have VGS is equal to VDD minus IDRD. So use the value. You say substitute equation 3 in 2. What do you get? VGS is equal to VDD minus IDRD. This was equation 2. Here, you are supposed to find the resistance RD. You know all other values now, right? Initially, we left this equation. We wrote this equation and left because we had what? Two unknowns. VGS and RD were both unknown. But here, now I know VGS. So, can I find RD? Therefore, RD is VDD minus VGS, bringing this voltage to the right hand side, divided by ID. Can you substitute and tell me how much you will get? Please give me some answers. Don't sit quietly. It feels dumb if you sit quietly. I'll not know whether I'm reaching you or not. You have to give me some feedback. What was the value of VDD? 5 volts. VDD was given as 5 volts. VGS we got as 2 volts. ID is 0.5 milliamps. How much would this be? 3 by 0.5 is that right? Yeah, 6 kilo ohms. So choosing 5% standard value resistors, RD will be approximately 6.2K. So the standard value which is close to 6K that is available is 6.2K. Now we have designed this circuit, we have designed for this resistor. What about RG? I told you when we discussed this circuit only, RG is just a resistor in mega ohm range which is going to help us connect the output to the input side. It will just equalize the voltages at the drain and the gate. So what you can do, you can simply choose RG to be in few mega ohms. Choose resistance RG to be say 2 mega, 5 mega, anything. 1 mega is also fine. Just choose the resistance RG to be in a few mega ohms. So we have designed this circuit. Okay. Any doubts with this? This completes our biasing analysis of MOSFETs. We have other types of bias also, but only this many are included in your syllabus. Okay. So with this, we have discussed the 3 biasing arrangements, the fixed VGS bias, the fixed VG bias, and the drain to gate feedback bias, and we have solved problems, design problems in each case. Can we proceed further?